Nathan Shafer's joining me from Shafer Heating and Cooling. Hey, Nathan.
Hey Jim, how are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for joining me today on the program. I really do appreciate it. We hear
Thanks
a
for having
lot
me.
about air filters, how important they are. I know there's a whole bunch of types. If we go to the store, let's say we go to a big box store and you go into the HVAC aisle, right? Heating, ventilation, air conditioning aisle, you're going to see all kinds of things from thermostats to system ductwork and other things. And you're going to see a ton of filters, all different sizes, thicknesses, and so forth. What's the right one?
Yeah, it's almost overwhelming, and it's like, well, which one do I get? And the problem too is when you walk into the box store like that, or oftentimes go online. I mean, everything you find there is always accurate, right? As you're doing that research. Uh, a lot of times we're misled. There's false advertising or false marketing, and a lot of these filter companies, just like anything else, out there in the world is, they're really good at marketing and pushing whatever product that may be. And so, you walk down that filter aisle, there'll be like these good, better, best, and there'll be these ones that, are just cash 99%. It's some great filter, but it's also too what we call in the trade sometimes a system killer. And so you see some of these 1 inch filters, these pleated filters, and they might be, a Merv, whatever. You can find different ones on the shelf. It might be an 8, 10, or 11, on the shelf. And the problem is in that 1 inch filter, yes, it's going to catch more particulates, dirt, dust, debris, different things in the air. However, it's also not going to allow that system to breathe. And all the air coming out of your vents, that you want to feel for your comfort to properly heat and cool your home, well, all that air has to suck back through the return and through that filter before it can ever come out of those vents. And that system is very, systematically designed to deliver a certain amount of airflow. And if it can't get the air coming in, it's not going to perform properly. And it's going to affect your utility bill. It's going to affect your comfort. It's going to affect the life of your system. And so filtration is not only extremely important and crucial for the air quality in our homes, it's also very important and crucial for how your system operates and how long it lasts. And so as you go down that aisle and you're looking at those filters, oftentimes in the box store, I know this may sound crazy, but probably the best one you could buy off the shelf in the box store is going to be one of the cheapest ones. That cheap throwaway monthly fiberglass filter. And the only reason I say it is because it's going to catch the big particulates. It's not going to do the best job of filtering the air, but it's not going to not allow your system to breathe properly. Now, that doesn't mean that's the best filter that you can put in your system, though. There's other filter options, and that's when we start getting into like media air filtration as well as air cleaners. And so those are typically going to take maybe a couple of modifications on the system, nothing major, nothing sketchy, things that we can take care of. It's no big deal. But now we're going to take and start actually cleaning the air, keeping the system clean. That's going to be some like big, thick media filters that can be installed in your system. We got to size those appropriately because, yes, there is more pressure drop that comes through it, but we can catch more particulates and or putting in like electronic air cleaners that's going to positively charge the particulates in the air to cause them to attract and catch in that filter. So there's kind of different levels of filtration depending on what all you're trying to catch, how clean you are trying to keep the air, as well as your budget. Obviously, the better the filtration system, the more it costs to get it installed initially. We know that we get what we pay for. And so we can buy that cheapest filter, but we're also going to not filter very well. And or we can go up to the top of the line, go into HEPA filtration, costs a little bit more up front. However, I mean, we got hospital grade air at that point, extremely, extremely clean air.
Yeah, there certainly are different levels. A lot of people who live in a basic apartment complex probably have a simple 1 inch replaceable filter.
Mm-hmm.
Often the landlord will say, we're going to come by every month, or we recommend that you replace these every month. In a high-end custom home, they might have a big media filter. In
Mm-hmm.
my home, I've got big media filters,
Mm-hmm.
which are great. So also, what people can do, which I don't necessarily recommend, depends on how much thrust you've got going through your ductwork. Sometimes people double filter. They'll put a very inexpensive filter in their return just to catch some bigger stuff. So the media filter has to do less work.
Yeah, so that can be done, but once again, yeah, like you said, that's usually not recommended because most your duct system have to be oversized typically to allow for the extra restriction, right? What we
Loss.
call pressure drop. Yeah.
Yep.
Coming through there. So, that brings up a good point though, because one common thing that we do see a lot of, and this also, hurts the system, but once again, they're marketed in a way that, hey, it's a great idea, right? We go to the stores, is you'll see like they look like little dryer lint, or fabric softeners, whatever, in people's registers or on their vents. And it's to catch more things, but you'd be surprised, even that little bit, you start putting that restriction over every single grill or every single register. It's amazing what it does to the system pressure and that ductwork and how that system operates. And when they're on the supply side, it's really not doing anything anyways, because the filtration should be on the return side. But once again, they market those and they sell a lot of them, and people, we don't know what we don't know. And so that's is where like things like this come into place, just these little helpful tips of, hey, how can I really protect that system, clean the air in my home, and not spend money I don't need to spend? And one great place too that, recommend people to go find these filters. There's pretty much every filter made on the market. It's an easy access. Say if you have to go to the stores, you can go to our website, shaferhvac.us, and click the shop button. And there's thousands and thousands of filters, sizes, types, brands, you name it. You can find almost any filter made on our website. And it's as simple as Amazon. You can auto ship them. You can buy one at a time, whatever you wish to do. And it's shipped right to your door, typically within 24 hours. So just a nice, easy access point to get that filtration. Or if you have questions on filters, by all means, call us. And every house is a little bit different, right? Every system is a little bit different. We can help pick that right filter for you.
That's a good point. One more tip. If you're going to do it yourself with air filters, make sure you install them in the right direction. There should be an indication, little arrow. Okay. It's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Nathan. As always, appreciate it.
Hey, as always, thank you, Jim. Appreciate you.